Okay, have you guys ever considered why, let's take a country like Venezuela, a country with one of the richest natural resources on earth, is yet one of the most corrupt, and is yet one of the most dangerous? Or maybe have you considered why nations like Egypt and India, who have had civilizations for thousands of years, to this day still remain underdeveloped? Well, let's take another example, like Japan. Very small country, lots of mountainous terrain, very unfit for agriculture, yet they are a world economic power to this day, even after 2 atomic bombs in World War II. Another example is Switzerland. There is no natural growing cacao plant in Switzerland, yet they make one of the best chocolates in the world. Who has ever tried a Swiss chocolate? Yeah, delicious. Something true to this world. Now we take another example. We have immigrants from poor countries, third world countries, who come into the United States and they absolutely kill it. They become doctors, lawyers, captains of industry. So when we think about this, what makes a country successful, maybe it's not the geography. Maybe it's not the intelligence of its people. Maybe it's not the natural resources it has. Maybe it's the attitude that the citizens possess. For example, attitudes towards morality apply to everyone across the spectrum, from the president all the way to the garbage man. Meaning, I will not do something that benefits me at the expense or the financial loss of someone else. The attitudes towards order and sanitation, because nobody, and I'm sure no one's going to contest this, wants to live in streets that are cracked or buildings that are falling apart, or wants to live in a country where the lack of order and organization breeds inefficiency and actually erodes the public trust in private and social systems. The attitude towards honesty, saying what you mean and meaning what you say, again, apply to all spectrums, from the top politicians to the most basic of employees. The attitude towards self-improvement, from the individual all the way to every single organization. Because if this year our GDP grew, let's say, for example, 3.2%, next year, 3.3%. The year after that, let's make it 3.4, and then 3.5. If it's a company, we have an error rate, 10% in our machines. Next year, let's try to make it even lower, and then even lower, until we have absolutely none left. Attitudes towards punctuality. These are one of my biggest pet peeves, personally, when people are not on time, when people are late. Let's say a presenting politician is 10 minutes late to a meeting of 600 people. The nation just lost 6,000 minutes. It could have been used to develop economically, it could have been used to develop socially, and they're gone because of the responsibility of one person. That's why it's so important for us to respect our time, but more importantly, other people's time. Attitude towards rules and regulations. They're there for a purpose. They are the cement that glues our society. How easy would it be, and how refreshing if everyone around us, everyone in the culture, follow all the rules and regulations. No cheating, no cutting corners, nobody doing anything illegal. You could easily live with your house door open. You don't have to worry about securing everything is safe. You don't have to worry about a car alarm. We live with a lot more peace of mind, giving us space and giving us time to do what we really want to do. The attitude towards saving and investments. Because just like a person, a country cannot afford to live beyond its means. It cannot spend more than it earns. Yet surprisingly, over $3 trillion in debt in the United States. So if a person wouldn't do that, a person wouldn't spend more than what they earn, why would a country? And this ties in the attitude towards investments. Let's say you earn $10. And I'm sure most of us are guilty of this, including myself. You'll be tempted to spend all $10 if you see, let's say, a nice shirt. But wouldn't it be better, let's say out of this $10, you invest $2. And those $2 you put in somewhere where they start growing and growing and growing. And every year you have more, and every year you become richer. Now, this is not only for us, this is for us in the future, for our children. Shouldn't a country do the same thing? And lastly, is the attitude regarding short-term benefit and long-term success. Because it's very easy and it's very comfortable to stay on the couch and sit on the couch your whole life, watching TV, playing a video game. And it feels great at the moment, of course it does. I'm sure some of those people 30 years from now will ask themselves what they could have done with that time they're never going to get back. And same thing applies for a nation, and same thing applies for an organization. So what I'm trying to get at is, do we need more rules? Do we need more regulations in order to make a nation successful, in order to make a nation an economic superpower? I don't think so. I think we just need to follow along with the ones I just explained